just bought you your bike. This is it. Forget your Road Kings. Low seat, freaking army green, brown leather, and a 110. What else can a girl want? Pretty freaking nice.
What's going on, guys? This is my new bike. I'll explain in a sec. All right, guys, so let me explain what happened. So, long story short, saw this bike, beautiful bike. It is a 2017 Softail Slim S, so it came with the 110 engine straight from factory. It's got a bunch of upgrades on it. It has 52,000 kilometers on it, but honestly, I don't mind. I guess the question that might be swirling in your head is what's going to happen to my my iron, my Onyx. Pretty much, I love that bike, of course. Got it back in 2014. That's the year of it, but 2024. Rode it as much as I could and any kind of time I could. And after mid 2025, like in the middle of the season, is when I realized that I love this bike, but I need a little more. I haven't really settled on what I wanted. Originally, I wanted a Road King, but then I made my husband here get one. This came around, I said, you know what, I think this is time because I have a good feeling about this bike. So, long story short, I'm going to trade in Onyx and I'm going to acquire this. So, this is pretty much just the introduction of the olive gold Softail Slim S. All right, well, I'm sure you guys are interested in hearing what it sounds like, so I might as well just get straight to it. Alrighty then, sounds pretty good. So pretty much the purpose of this video is for me to show you how to go through a simple check with these bikes. As you know, I'm a motorcycle mechanic now, and what great way to show the process of doing a check over with my new bike. So don't mind him, he's loving the bike and he's looking at the bike. But yeah, honestly, we're just going to go through the process. When it's a beautiful day like today, we usually take it outside, of course. We let it run, make sure it runs. We do the usual checks. We check all the lights, we check the horn, and we pretty much go from there. Now, another thing which I was trying to figure out is if we have any plate lights, but I don't know if you can see that, but there's plate lights, so that's really helpful. Makes it legal. We also got some heated grips, which I will be checking right now. Check it all the way. We put it all the way to 6 because it warms up faster. Like I said, we check all the lights. Looks pretty good. Now let's check the turn signals. Check the front and the rear. Turn it off. Check the headlight. Headlight works. That's great. Check the right turn signal. Yep, that works too. Not a lot of people do this, but I also like to check the, I don't know if my hair is getting in the way. I also like to check the 4-ways, just to make sure all the buttons work. So far, so good. So, let's see, there's no weird lights. It's working here and here. There's 4-ways just for kicks and giggles. Can you hit the brake for me? Hit the front first. Okay, hit the rear. All right, cool. All right, looks like everything is looking good. So, oh, let me check the horn. Yeah, that works. Yeah, so I'm gonna go and take it for a quick scoot around the building, and you're gonna see me pull up and go inside. Alright, so we took it for a spin. We've seen that. We're bringing it in now. We tested everything that we could that's easily accessible. It's already on my lift. That's my toolbox, obviously, because green. Now it's time to go and do the look over. Heated grips, they're toasty. I know a certain old man is gonna love that. I'm actually thinking of putting it on his Road King.
I decided to get rid of my Sawtail and get a Road King because my bad.
And just for me to get another Softail, so. Anyway, so yeah, he has some van grips that would actually go perfect with the aesthetic, especially with this seat, because he got what color was it? It was brown. So I was actually thinking that, oh, it's externally wired. Oh, even better. I was thinking of putting these heated grips on the old man Road King. I mean, I ain't gonna lie though, I love the Road King. I was kind of hoping to get a Road King, but like, soon time, no worries. So yeah, I mean, we're just gonna do a look over again, and then, like I said, and we're gonna take you along for this journey. Sticky Moto, represent. I'm only using this because I'm not trying to burn myself, because, you know, yeah, I'm not gonna put too much tension on it to mar the material. But typically what we do is not only we check whether or not it's clean, but we also check the levels. So that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. So what I just pulled out right now is the transmission dipstick. Now I cleaned it off. Yep, I cleaned it off. Now I'm just trying to, again, without burning myself, trying to put it back in. Forgot to turn on my damn mic, and I turned it off. I'm trying to fully seat the dipstick, and then I'm going to remove it once again. And again, only because I'm not trying to burn myself on the exhaust, and I'm only doing it very gently. I just need enough to grab it. Just enough force to apparently keep dropping it. Alright, so I'm not concerned about the level, but just for you guys to see. I don't know if that's easy to see, but it's pretty much right at the fill line. We're good on that. Only used because hot. Muy caliente. From what I see, this bike came from Nova Scotia, so that's pretty cool. Typically, I also, of course, check the engine oil, check the color and all that. I already did, but you know, just for the purposes of the video, I will show you that I'm looking at it. Oh, yeah. Looks like it got serviced and then ended up coming over. So typically, you're supposed to check when it's on the side stand for Softails. It does look a little overfilled, but we'll double check on the side stand. So now I'm going to be checking the air cleaner, make sure it's clean. Again, for the purposes of this video, I'm definitely going to show you the process. Oh, that's, Jesus Christ. We knew that was gonna happen, but oh, now I'm trying to find the thing. So I can tell this was serviced very recently because this usually doesn't come off just like that. And of course it has a little washer as well that sits between here. Gives it that, you know, that gappage. So, all right, I mean, honestly, I don't really think I need to check it. I usually like to check here as well if there's any dirty like blow-by oil, but looks pretty clean. I might as well. It's okay. It's okay. Let me bring you guys in. I should probably have brought my flashlight. That would have definitely helped here. This is the type of stuff that I usually do cleaning on. This is the throttle body, of course, and I usually like to clean that out and go into it to, you know, make sure it's all nice and clean and ready to go. Now, let me show you guys how the filter looks. Like I said, it looks like it's just been replaced, so there is no need for me to service it. We usually just clean them with some air filter cleaner, let it dry, put it back on. But like I said, this definitely doesn't need it because, you know, it's pretty much brand new. So let's get the cleaning one in. You know what would be nice? It would have been nice if I brought my neck light. Okay, grab some brake cleaner. I clean around it, clean in, and then you can of course see all the oil blow-by. This is a 2017 Softail Slim S 110s that came from factory. Has ABS because I believe by this time it was, I think, standard. I can't remember. I'll put it in like small text somewhere in the frame here. It's throttle by wire, it's not throttle by cable like my Sportster, so that's definitely gonna be a tad bit different for me. Ow, it's hot, ow. Kind of open it a little bit, let it myself clean that, yeah. I don't know if I can do the rest of that because, like I said, this is a little hot. So see if I can steal a tool from Greg because I bought it from him. Mine's on my toolbox, but I'm just gonna steal Greg's because I bought it. So usually what I like to do is I like to get in and around because I'm pretty, like, I'm like I said, I'm pretty, like, you know, meticulous when it comes to these things. I like to get really in there. I'm obviously not scratching the blade of throttle body. All I'm doing is just trying to get all the blow-by gases off the butterfly. And because this is a Softail, it's a little harder for me to get through with my stubby fingies. Don't worry, Greg, I'm gonna clean this. Forgot this is a damn flashlight too. So that's how that looks now. Looks pretty clean. And I'm just going to also check these bolts, and check those bolts because we're already here. Now with these, you definitely want to use a hand ratchet because you don't want to end up in a situation. So that's tight. And these don't need a lot of torque, guys. Like it's pretty much just common sense. Now these two bolts, they're 7/16. These are the breather bolts. Oh, I almost bloody forgot, didn't I? I'm supposed to check these two, these three as well. Now you're saying I'm checking everything, I ain't checking nothing. Just put them in there. So now I'm gonna put the bolts back in. I do it by hand first, just to make sure we don't cross thread. I like to grab, this is the right one, yeah. I like to grab my extension, make it easier. I just do it by hand, like I said, and then grab my ratchet. My rule of thumb for tightening bolts like these or anything, I like to tighten them until seated and go about maybe a quarter, if not even that, but just snug because you don't need to torque it super tight. If you're asking for torque specs, I honestly don't know. As a mechanic, you kind of develop a feel for these things, so I'm sure you can look up the torque spec on these, but for me, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna put this happy little fella back on, you know, the same one that escaped from me. When you put these on, this is usually like on the stock filter or whatever, there's actually a little divot in there, and then you can see it there as well. So there's only one way to put this on is what I'm pretty much saying. So if you see these two, they point up and they go on these 2 bolts here. I like to make sure that it's square. Like I said, hand thread it in so you know whether or not something's wrong and you don't cross thread it and then create an issue. Before I go to the other side, on older Softails, there's something that don't exist on the newer ones anymore. So let me show you. You're in the camera, man, dang. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Go a little closer, sweetie. A little silver thing, that's the grease nipple for the steering head bearings and all that stuff. So pre-M8, it would help to do that on these Softails. I believe on the older Touring, don't quote me. I've grabbed my grease gun here. Now, there's a piece of hair on it. Now, I don't know if there's a way I can there you go, I guess that will suffice. And I just push her in, and then you gotta make sure she's straight too, because you know, it will flow out of the nipple and not through the bearing itself. So far it feels like I'm doing it right. So I pretty much just pump until I see grease oozing out. As long as you start seeing it ooze out a little bit. I mean, I don't know if you were actually able to see that, but it started coming out from the bottom part here, so that should be good. That's more than enough. That juice that red.
Not like this.
No, that's the grease.
Oh.
Yeah, the grease is red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect then.
People are at, you know, I'm at work and, you know, doing this, so don't mind all the chatter and, you know, regular dealer noise. So what I usually do is like clean off the residual. Just a simple little tip, like if you come across a I believe the last year of the Softails was 2017 actually. So if it's 2017 and older, check to see on the right side if there's a little nipple. If there is, I suggest you grease it. If there's a grease fitting. So I got my airline here. Safety first. But pretty much what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be checking the spark plugs. Like I said, it looks like it's just been serviced, but I usually like to check the spec of the distance between the electrode and the I can never remember what it's called. I'm supposed to be a mechanic. The post itself, so I just remove it. Once I remove that, take a air blower. That's just in case there's any like, I don't know, dirt and debris that might fall into the cylinder, and you don't want to have that in your engine there, because you know that's causes quite a bit of heartache. I took out the spark plug, like I said, it's just been serviced. So I don't know if you guys freaking try to get it into, but yeah, it looks pretty much brand new. So I'm just gonna clean off the part there. I'm gonna check it now with twin cam. It's supposed to be around 4,000. Too much. Too much again. Silver anti-seize. I like to put it on the threads. So even if this bike, for whatever reason, ends up sitting for like 20 years, at least we can get it out. And this is dielectric grease. Once I put it back in the respective cylinder, I usually like to put a little bit on the end. You always start by hand. We have the heat shield for the heads here, which I'm actually glad is on this, because we've had we already had a Softail. It was Akeem's. It was his Fat Boy Low 2012, and before we got him, like if you don't even pay attention, you end up burning the inside of your legs, and that was not fun. So again, I'm gonna check the measurement. Too much. You know what? I'm gonna say this. After working on cars, and then, you know, began working on motorcycles. When I was in the car world and being a car mechanic, I preferred copper anti-seize. Now, when I come to the motorcycle world, now I prefer the silver anti-seize. Put the boots back on, make sure it clicks. That was a click. It's time to check the primary. So guys, typically on primary bolts, it's usually a T27. Whoever had this bike before upgraded their cover, and this one is a T30. If you're new to this, use your hands. So remove these 5 bolts, and then on the last one, I just put my hand, because it will drop if you're not ready. So there you go. Ooh, that's weighty right there. That's very weighty. It's like the brass collection. Oh, that is super cool. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys can see. I hope you can, but oil is pretty clean, even holding all kinds of, like, you know, clutch material and all that. Because like I said, clearly they did a 3-hole oil change. They replaced the filter, the air filter. Don't see anything out of the ordinary. It's at a good level. Now, how you determine the level is based on, let me bring it down a little bit. Based on, oh, that's even better. Hold on, let me see what we're actually looking at here. There we go. Yeah, so with these, level, I should say, should be right touching pretty much the teeth. So I don't know if you can see the sides here, but the bottom one is pretty much submerged in primary oil, which is okay, but I usually like to put it at the very bottom, barely touching, but this is a good level too. Because it leans on the kickstand, I like to clean it at the very edge as well. You can see all that. You know, I got the flashlight on for no reason at this point. So yeah, you can see all that. I had a few situations where I would do this very same thing, and I'd put the derby cover back on, put it out in the showroom once I'm done, and then a couple of days later I'm seeing like a little bit of fluid underneath the bike. I'm gonna find out it was from the primary. So what I do is like I said, clean the rim here with these bolts. Annie sees them as well. To reinstall them, I grab it. And if there's like a special way it's supposed to be on, I make sure I take note of the orientation. Also here too, I just clean it off. Because again, that could also seep out a little later, and then, you know, give it back to somebody, or even, you know, it's your own bike and you're working on it, and then you're freaking out saying that your primary is leaking, but it's not. It's just the residual. So I start from the top. Again, do all of this by hand. Now, this one's kind of a wee bit funny here, so I just very gently make sure that it's in. Now that it's in place, I grab the other 4, and then usually at this point, I have 3 speeds. Yeah, there we go. I have 3 speeds here, so I just go bring it to the first speed. So, and again, this is trigger control, so what I do is I start from the bottom. It really helps with sealing. I used to start from the very top and then, you know, seat the other ones, but the same issue that I've just mentioned not too long ago about primary fluid seeping out a little bit. I found that when I started from the bottom, it actually eliminated that issue. So now I take a little hand ratchet that is especially made for these type of bits. I kind of just seat them. I usually like to go over them twice once everything has been seated. And these don't have to be tight at all, guys. Like, as long as it's on and it's not rattling or moving or whatever, you're more than, you're perfect. So now that I've gone through all of that, I'm gonna check the tires. We do have spoked wheels here, so we're gonna check the spokes. So I check the front end, check tires, check for the tire tread, check for brakes, check if the fork fluid is leaking. You would know if you would see it on your fingers pretty bloody much. I don't know if you guys can see that. I hope you can. I'm trying to do the best that I can. I'm really loving the accessibility of this action camera. That's probably gonna change. Oh, looks like a little bit happened there. It looks like it was just based on lean angle. I usually like to check for leaks underneath as well. That looks a little bit, that looks a little bit seepy, but it's not too bad. For situations like that, of course, I just degrease them. I double check the torque on the bolts and pretty much go from there. So well, let's check this side. Like I said, there's nothing going on. Those are the shocks. I always check the belt tension as well. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's okay. It's still within spec. I checked the license plate light there. It's working. Where the heck is my flashlight? Oh, we got a slingshot, by the way, but it's already sold, so yeah. No, this man is drinking ginger ale, Brita. I thought I had a second battery, which I do, and I honestly thought that it was fully charged just to find out that it's not. So pretty much, I'm pretty much tethered to my my power bar behind you. So as of right now, I'm just going to be checking tire pressure. 40. As of right now, it's at 29. I don't know if you guys can see that. Battery was at like 7% or whatever it was. I would have charged it, but I honestly thought it was not like that. Usually in the very center, if possible. And this is 3.16. 5.74. On twin cam Softails, this is brake style, okay? Now, for some reason, they wear very unevenly, the brake pads. So it would literally be, like, you know, you put a brand new one, it's completely straight. For some reason, one side is a little lower than the other after that. So. Sorry about that, guys. Video cut off because my battery died, because why? I'm not on a tether. Hey guys, Nessa Diesel here, coming at you after the fact, after recording the video here. I have a quick clip of me showing you uneven brake pads that have been worn on one side that actually, coincidentally enough, came out of my bike. So when I was doing the safety, I actually did notice that it was wearing from the front to the back unevenly, and I'm just showing you here. Hope this helps. Probably have turned on my damn mic first.
Alright, since we're going with the Army theme here, welcome with us back in the trenches.
I've checked all the hardware. Hardware was solid, nothing out of place. Now that I'm checking the battery, typically, let me just point her down. So typically what I like to do is when I come in, I check the battery voltage. But because it's been charging for a couple of days, because I put it on charge, and you know, it started no problem, I just said, let it deplete. Let's let it get rid of the surface charge. And then I'm gonna check it. So I got a little battery tester. Like I said, it's okay, it's mine. I never do it with a customer's bike because, you know, I'm usually more careful, but war wounds. Like I said, because it's been on charge all night and all that, I just figured, you know what, let me just run it, ride it around the building, let it deplete the service charge, and then I'll double check it after. So as of right now, it's looking pretty good. So it's 1275 volts, and the cold cranking amp, is 439. So that's more than enough. I like to clean all the, you know, the surface dirt and whatever with a wet rag. I spray battery spray. I also double check the connections, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I did notice as well. Can you hold this, please? So what I've noticed on this bike is I've noticed. What?
I was like, I want to know this. Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's got a clawed lock, didn't it? It's got a vibration dampener and all that, so, you know, that means I don't have to take mine off, even though I will. Of course, it's got a little pouch as well. The two keys were still in there, which helps. Also with these, during my checks, I like to check the FA battery voltage, make sure that it's sufficient. Anything above 3.1 will more than suffice. If it's at 3, I typically like to change them because it's literally a volt away from not allowing the bike to register and start. So we're gonna do that real quick. Alright guys, I'm about to take a ride. If I knew I was actually going to do it today, I would have brought my own equipment, but you know what? We're just going to go with the half helmet and the glasses. I'm just going to take it for a quick scoot, you know what I mean? So it's not going to be anything serious. I got my trusty cameraman about to film me pulling off. Here goes. God. Oh my God. That was something. Oh my God. That is insane. My goodness. What?
Say what? She bucks?
Oh my God. Like
Okay,
I
how does it compare to Onyx
feel the feel the grips because they're nice and toasty. Listen. Okay, I don't know if you guys heard what Keem was saying, but come in the frame, sweetie. Now, what was your question?
Well, you out here laughing and shit, so I just asked a question. How does it compare to the Sportster?
How does it compare to Onyx? This is wow. This is something else. Like, what? Like it is insane. Like,
Well,
like
it's
it's
bigger CC, right?
well, it's that especially, and like with the 110 engine, and like I'm just trying to feel if the seat would be comfortable, but I got to do a longer ride, but we'll see about that when we get more rides in. But
Let's go over a speed bump. That'll-
I usually get up because that's like
Oh, yeah,
because of my
you usually
Sportster.
stand up.
Yeah, but honestly, like that'll get your blood pumping. I'll say that. So that's pretty much what we do when we are looking over a motorcycle, for regular people, and because it's ours. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment, share, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. Get the message out there. 2026 is going to be a different year. That's all I'm saying, because we are elevating, we are upgrading. I love my Sportster. I love Onyx, but honestly, like this is the welcome change. You know what I mean? And I'm not mad that I got this. So it's time to allow somebody else to enjoy my bike, or Onyx. So yeah, I mean, thanks for coming with me on this journey, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Deuces. Enjoy the beautiful weather, you know what I mean? Like, in Canada, it's been kind of like on and off, and it's been really cold and really hot within, less than a day, but
If you're not sick, go for a ride. But if you are sick,
go for a ride. That'll clear you up. But yeah, no, so, well, I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.